Good morning, team. How's it going? Welcome to another Battlesnake Sunday. I'm Corey. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks, Hexagon, for the awesome Battlesnake themed track that we just heard in the intro. Go check out his Spotify. There's a link in Twitch chat to go find. Thanks again. So yeah, Battlesnake Sunday. Thanks for joining. I'm Corey, and I'll do my 30-second Battlesnake intro to get it out of the way. So today we're going to be doing some Battlesnake. Battlesnake is an online programming game, and the idea is that you control one of these snakes, and you want to keep your snake on the board as long as possible. So it's a programming game. So what happens is each turn, the server here will tell you all about the game. It tells you where the other snakes are, where food is, where hazards might be, and your only job is to decide if you want to go up, down, left, or right. The goal is to stay alive on the board the longest and beat out all the other snakes. So that is my Battlesnake intro, and we're gonna do some Battlesnake today. I'll be honest, I didn't come up with a great plan for what we're gonna do today, so we're just gonna wing it. I think last week we worked on my fuzz tester to try to make sure that my game engine is doing the board correctly. So maybe we'll add some stuff to that. Maybe we could add some hazards to that or something fun. Or maybe we'll work on something different. Um, I think we'll start with the fuzzer because that seems like a good place to start. And actually, no, I changed my mind. We're not going to start with the fuzzer. We're going to start and run some snail mode games because I think those are fun to preview. So in the Battlesnake Discord, if you are watching and not hanging out there, you can find it by going to play.battlesnake.com. And in the footer down here under community, there's a link to the Discord. So over in that Discord, me and some other members of the community are getting a community tournament set up for March 4th. So we've got 3 weeks from yesterday, I think, if my math is right. And we're going to have a nice little small tournament, and we're going to be playing Snail mode, which is a little bit of a different game mode for Battlesnake. So this is not Snail mode over here, but Snail mode is where when your tail leaves a square, it leaves some deadly hazard sauce that other snakes don't want to go through or they'll take more damage. So I think we'll run some games of that just to see what that looks like. And give people a taste of what's coming up in a few weeks for that tournament. That'll be a live streamed tournament, either here on my Twitch or on the Battlesnake official Twitch. We will figure that out in the next few weeks here. But I'm excited to host that. So let's run some snail mode games. I'm actually going to take 10 seconds and go grab myself a cup of water for stream here, and then we'll run some snail mode games and get started. I will be back in like 10 seconds. Okay, I'm back. I've got my nice big refillable jug of water and a glass to pour it in, so we are good to go. I'm gonna have to watch this on stream later and see how either loud or not loud pouring water sounds like. Okay. Awesome. Let's get some snail mode working. So we are working to get snail mode into the Battlesnake web UI here. But for the next little bit, until that is done, we're going to have to use the CLI to spin things up. And one of the slight unfortunate things about that is that you need to know the URLs of other snakes. It's harder to compete against other snakes with the CLI unless you know their URLs. So if you need some snake URLs to play against in snail mode, come hang out in Discord and I will be happy to share the URL for my snakes. Or if you're already in Discord, just scroll up in the community tournament channel or thread or whatever we've got going, and the link, the URLs for some of my snakes are in there. Or just watch closely on screen here in a second. So let's get started here, and let's see, do I have the Battlesnake CLI on my path? Well, maybe. Too many T's. Nope. Okay. So let's pull up. I have the rules pulled down locally. And I would bet that we have it just in here. Let's just build the CLI again. And there we go. We should be ready to go now. So now I should be able to go Battle Snake. I was hoping snail mode was just gonna come up here. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Something like this. So Battle Snake play. We're gonna play on an 11 by 11 board. That's what we're gonna do for the tournament. Snail mode. Browser's just gonna open the browser so that I can actually see what's going on. And then we're gonna do two snakes. We're gonna do Hobbs and Irene. Oh, 1 second. Oof. Sorry about that, team. Didn't want to sneeze right into camera there. And I'm going to take one more run away quick, and I'll be back in 10 seconds. Okay, I'm back again. Okay, so we're gonna run some snail mode here with Hobbs and Irene, and I could just use the 0 for localhost, but I'm actually gonna run these on my actual server. So https terrarium.coreyja.com / hovering Hobbs, and the same for improbable Irene over here. Thank you, free throw in Discord yesterday for pointing out that I was giving him the URL so they could run some games against my snakes, but realized I had still set it so that it was responding. It was only giving like 30 or 40 milliseconds for latency, and if you are not very, very close to where my servers are, that didn't work. So that should be a little better now if you are trying to compete with my snakes, but there we go. Here is hovering Hobbs versus Irene in snail mode. So this is snail mode. You can see that as they eat food, Hobbs' tail just got a little longer. And that was a quick one. Hobbs trapped Irene in that corner pretty quickly. Let's run another. I want one that goes a little bit longer than that. Oops. Okay. Hobbs gets a food, gets some more hazard tail. You'll notice that while there's a hazard trail from your tail in snail mode, it doesn't happen if you tail chase yourself. And that's because it just looked a little visually weird when we were making snail mode. So here... Oh, nope, there's no tail chase there. Here's a tail chase, right? So usually when your tail leaves a position, it's replaced by hazard sauce in snail mode. But here, when we go to the tail chase, we don't do that when you tail chase because it just looks weird. You don't want to put hazard sauce on your tail, on your head. So the trail is only after your actual tail, and does your tail still grow when you eat? Yes, it does. You still, there you go. You can see that Hobbs is now at length 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and has his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tail. So you get like almost like kind of twice as long, right? Your snake grows and your tail grows. And if you I don't know, my snakes don't, but if you use your tail really effectively, you could almost think of that as growing twice as big. Yeah, they both grow. Yeah, exactly. So the hazard trail is equal to the size of your snake, and your snake keeps growing like standard battle snake. Oh wow, they just both decided to go down for a while. I thought maybe it was broken, but they just both were chilling down for a second. Yeah, so Irene does the fun thing where if you tail chase for a bit, your hazard tail will actually kind of just go away because we'll stop spawning it. And it just looks not bad, just kind of funny. Irene is really not good at this mode. Um, I don't know why Irene is really diving into the hazard sauce. Oh, I know one reason. Because I actually don't think that's something that we could implement again today. Snail mode uses stacked hazards, where you can kind of see just by the transparency. This is 1 hazard sauce, and then this is 2, and this is likely 3. Oh, it actually might be 5, because Irene is 5 length. But anyways, there's multiple hazards stacked here. So when Irene goes into this, instead of just doing the normal 15 damage for health, it goes a lot more than that. Either 4 or 5 stacked up. So what is considered a tail chase, technically speaking? Head within 1 square of tail or body? Um, would have to look at the Go code to be 100% confident in my answer there, Hexagon. It's been a bit since I wrote the code, but I think it's a like an actual your head was one away from your tail, and then on the next move your head is where your tail was style tail chase. I think that's the only time we don't spawn a food. But we should also do this. We should take a look. Snail mode, or all of the Battlesnake rules are open source, and snail mode is a map. So if we take a look at the snail mode map, and I think what this is, and well, not I think, this should have reasonable comments. So if you go in and check out snail mode, hopefully it's like commented up enough that it's like readable. But if not, hit me up on Discord, either the Battlesnake one or mine, and happy to explain. But we have a lot of helper functions. Here's where everything's going to happen. It's in post update board. The pre versus post update isn't super important. We're only using post update because that's all the Battlesnake engine supports at the moment. Okay, so this is our bookkeeping. We store some hazards out of bounds, just for bookkeeping since we can't store state. Not really relevant to this, but good to remember. Store a stack of hazards for the tail of each snake. This is stored out of bounds and then applied on the next turn. The stack count is equal to the length. And I think there's somewhere here. There we go. It's this. Read offboard tails and move them onto the board. So this is when we're trying to say your tail was somewhere last turn. We're going to put hazard stacks on it. So we look through the locations that the tails were offboard. And if the position is the head of any snake, so this allows tail chasing of any snake. Am I reading that right? I think so. Because this doesn't check for if you like tail chasing yourself. So I think this allows for tail chasing anybody. Ooh, okay, let's run some games and see if we can see that happen, just because I want to see it. Skip position if a snakehead occupies it, otherwise hazard shows up in the viewer on top of the snakehead but does not damage the snake, which is visually confusing. Oh yeah, and I remember why. Yeah, okay. So it's consistent because of a weird ordering visual thing. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm gonna make a note of that in Discord Hexagon to make sure that we remember, because I didn't. And the reason for it is because of how the engine and the order of everything is. When I'm putting hazards down here, they're being put down after hazard damage was applied for the turn. So that means if I put hazards on a square and the snake head goes to that square on the same turn, the snake head does not take damage, but they're like would be that visual hazard on the board if we were to do it. So the decision that we made at the time, and I think we're going to keep this for the tournament in 3 weeks now, just because people have already started playing with it, and I don't think it feels like something that needs to be fixed. It's more just a, now we know, is any snake can tail chase and not have hazards spawn. So if you could actually like kind of cut off someone's tail by starting just to tail chase them potentially. And I think that was kind of just so the visuals looked good, because actually, even if we did spawn the hazards, you could still do that. It just looked weird as you were following the tail that wasn't actually hazardy. I think it could have been fine either way, but that's the decision that ended up getting made when we wrote snail mode. Let's see, I really want to see a tail chase that's not a self tail chase, but I'm not sure we're going to get it. We will see. Nope. Oh, and that was just a hazard dive. I thought that was gonna be it. I thought you were gonna go for the tail chase there, Irene. Oh, I guess you were one away, Irene. And I think what that is Irene not understanding the hazard damage here. Because that would have done that. Okay, so I think what I want to do today actually is get my snakes ready for stacked hazards again. Since they don't seem to know stacked hazards, let's go in and mess with that so that they can. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the rules up over here. I guess the only thing that I'm gonna want to do here is I'm gonna change it so it's hitting my local host this time. Do 3,000. That won't work yet, but it will once I do cargo run bin web axum. Give it a sec to compile. Okay. Oh, I actually forgot this. This isn't a huge deal. The music intro, I forgot to start music while we actually were hanging out here. Get some background music going. Okay. Let's see if this works locally. There we go. Okay, awesome. Snakes are still working locally. And this time Hobbs did it. Yeah, I think they just don't understand that stacked hazard, so they think they can go through it. They think it's safer than it is. Okay. Awesome. So I have implemented stacked hazard once in my snake. So we're gonna do it again. And so one thing is that most of the code that we're actually going to change is not in my snake repo directly. It's in Battlesnake game types. So these are the Rust game types that I share with a few of the other Battlesnake developers. And so this is where we are going to be working today. Let's see, go back and do Battlesnake game types. P eater improvement. Okay, so let's actually just go and check out what's going on. Whole origin. Can't rebase onto multiple branches. Not sure what that message was telling me. Oh, already up to date. Okay, that makes more sense. Git remote set URL origin. We're doing this. You'll see in a second. Because the username changed for who owns this repo. So let's just get my remote set up so that it is correct. Perfect. GitHub does mirroring, so it didn't like matter technically, but it's nicer to have Fable's name be correct. Okay, so Battlesnake game types. Let's make a branch here. For stacked hazards. And then I will eventually have to make a decision of if this is going to go to main or not. It's going to carry an extra bit that will not make sense in actual competition, but also I want people to be able to do stacked hazards easily. So we're going to see. Okay, so let's start out with writing some kind of test, maybe. Or I guess maybe what we could do is start with getting the trait here. Hazard queryable game. So is the position a hazard? Get hazard damage. So this doesn't take a position, so get hazard damage isn't really enough. We probably want the function get hazard damage at. And Copilot did most of that for me. Yeah, it did most of that for me. Function get hazard count. Self, and this one adds a position. So no, we're actually not going to implement you. You're going to be one that doesn't get implemented. But this one can be implemented. Perfect. So yeah, we're going to change this around. The trait says you're going to have a method called isHazard. We're going to define that for you. Get hazard damage you have to define. and get hazard damage at has to do with the position. So it's get hazard damage times self dot get hazard count. Perfect. Okay. So now though, cargo build. Nothing knows how to implement this, so let's go and start implementing this. And then get hazard damage though, we're gonna have to like go find the usages. So first we have to make the board understand it, and then I'm gonna have to make my snakes use the new method. But that seems reasonable enough. Okay, get hazard stuff. Okay. So where do you want me to start? Let's go with wire representation. Can we just implement missing members? Is hazard, I think we can get rid of. Okay, so get hazard damage just gets the hazard damage port turn from the rules. Perfect. Get hazard count. So this is where we actually want to get the count here. So self.game.hazards. Self.hazards. What is the board? Self.board.hazards. There we go. .iter.filter count as you wait. Perfect. Okay, so we're looking at the hazards. We're filtering for where the hazard position equals the position that we get passed in, counting them, and then as you wait, because apparently that's what I decided to get out of here. Cool. And then is that all that this one needs? I think so. That's pretty cool. Okay. Hazard queryable down here though. So now we are on a cell board. This is where it's gonna get more complicated. So we want to do something like self dot cell hazard count, which doesn't exist, so we could make that method. Cell hazard count. Let's see if I can put this next to other cell hazard things. Perfect. Okay. Probably can just get rid of that, right? Perfect. Yep. Okay. Self dot get cell. Yep, that makes sense. Cell index. Dot hazard count. Cell IDX. IDX. Okay, now we have to make hazard count exist. I do really like this, just like writing usages and then generating the method with Rust Analyzer. It's pretty nice. Sets, some ises. I think it's probably just gonna be like self.hazard count. Like, I think we're just gonna have it on ourselves or something. Yeah, yep, because we have flags right now, we have the snake ID, and we have cell index, so I think what we're gonna want here is just a thing of hazard count. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna want here. Just add this to there. Is empty, clear hazard, is it, remove empty, hazard count of 0, perfect. Make snake head, sure, that can have hazard count of 0. Oops. Hazard count of 0. Hazard count of 0. Oh. Hazard count of 0. What? Oh, smell. Just messed up the spelling there. Okay. Hazard count. Don't need that. Set hazard. Oh, I thought there. I would have sworn there was a set. Yeah. Okay. Self dot hazard count equals 1. Self dot hazard count equals 0. And then we can do where there's like a set hazard count method, where count is a U8. And this ends up being count. Okay. Cool. This is just a function get hazard count. That's not quite right. It has a position, which is a add self native position type. Position. That is wrong. It's a U8. That matches a U8 now. That I don't need. Oh, cool. That's just a clippy, but we'll fix it while we're here. What else do you got? That's not used. That's fine. I think I will use it soon. These are just clippies. I think I can just have Clippy do this for me. Yep. Never used. This could just be used directly. Woohoo! I like these. These are good. Let's get all of these flipped while we're here. Awesome. Panic message contains an unformatted... Yeah, no, it doesn't. Oh, it does. Panic message contains an unformatted... This message is not used as a format string when given without arguments, but will be in Rust 2021. Oh, okay. I might just need to switch my Rust edition then. That's fun. Does that mean this is a bug? Is this Clippy like a little wrong? That's cool. Nope, that didn't do what I wanted. Okay, we're getting close. That one's the one that didn't work for me. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep, get the total damage out of position. Get the count of hazards stacked on a given position. Perfect. This is the one that I don't think actually works yet, and this one is unused. Allow dead code. It's no longer mad at me. Awesome. Okay, cargo, Clippy. I think that's just that one. Okay. Gee, oop. Got types mostly happy. Effects and conversion next. Except actually, I think what we're gonna do next is check out what Rust edition this is in and probably give it a nice push. Cargo.toml here. We are in edition 2018. Cargo Clippy. What's up that edition? All we get here is, I think, the same ones that we got before, but now I think I should be able to fix them. Inline all of those there. Perfect. Inline this here. Perfect. Awesome. There's some more, though. Change that. Change that. Change that. Change that. Awesome. Cargo Clippy. Nice. Rust 2021 edition. Awesome. Okay. And so now I think I want some tests. I want to look at some tests of converting from one board to the other. And I'm not actually sure where that lives. So like as wrapped cell board calls convert from board. There we go. Convert from board. So this is a wrapped convert from board. I think I want standard convert from board. Convert from board. Really? Telling me that doesn't exist? Convert from game. Got it. Okay, so this is in come on. Cell board. Okay, so this is like the build a cell board from a given game will turn an error if it doesn't match. You're encouraged to use that for the common layout. Okay. Okay, so here is where, okay, so I do want to test for this though. Like, do we have a test for convert for game in this file? Assert consistency. I don't know if there is a spot that there's a ton of tests for this. So let's just write one. Awesome. So we're gonna write a test function test stacked hazards conversion. Let fixture, yep, stacked hazards works for me. Let wire equals like just the game. Let ID map equals generate the ID map method. What is it? Build snake ID map, of course. Reference to a wire game. Let compact equal standard cell board for snakes from wire. It's not just that, it's like create convert from game. Perfect. Take the actual wire game in. Okay, so then assert that compact dot get hazard count. Yeah. Get hazard count. What do you mean you don't? That definitely is like a thing. Oh, hazard queryable. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Impl common. Wait, no, it does do that then. Oh, not found for a result. That's why. Now it's just not in scope. There we go. Okay, so now I just need this fixture file. Fixtures. Let's just do like a relatively empty one. Or snake game now. Let's just do empty. Empty string hazard? Oh, I'm not sure what that means. Do I not just start of game? An 11 by 11. Yeah, this start of game seems like it should work. All I really care about is the hazards array, to be honest. Okay. Stacked hazards. Let's clear out some of this stuff. Like, what if we just don't even return a snake array here? Like, this isn't important to have snakes on this board. It's just to look at the hazards. Boop. No snakes. Let's get rid of food. Why have food? Oh, we are gonna need a U though, because like the thing just won't parse without a U, so I guess it makes sense to leave a U in here. And we'll leave the U that we're looking at, which is the does this work lol. That one. And delete this one. Clear out the food. We'll leave that there. Awesome. So I said, though, in my fixture, that this should have 2 hazards. So let's just do 2 hazards at 0, 0. Not that. It's close, though. By close, I mean you got, like, the idea right, but the execution was not correct. So actually, let's make sure that says 1 first, right? Just to see if test fail. It did fail. Failed because assertion failed. Should equal 2. Yeah, see, and really what I should do, though, is this should be an assert equals. This should be that. And then the error message will look, oops, didn't want to commit that. The error message should look just a little bit better now. Left 1, right 2, perfect. Okay, let's stack the hazards here, though. And ooh, still get 1. Okay, so the conversion isn't right. That makes sense. Because I don't think I actually did it yet. I just was getting ready to. Okay, so let's go to where we want to write the code here, which is actually in the same file that we have the test. I did that on purpose. Okay, so now it's failing because it's not parsing correctly, but that's actually expected because we didn't write the code yet. Oh, cool. Convert from game is just written right in here. That's fine. I just didn't realize that. Okay, so for the snakes, for each position, perfect. Okay, so this just goes through and does hazard count, or doesn't do counts, but I think that's what we want to do. So if, so it's actually not that. It's let hazard count equal game. Board hazards iter filter for where that is equal to position, and then we get the count. Perfect. So then we do cells at cell index dot 0 dot as usize dot set hazard count. It's hazard count. Oops. Hazard count. Cool. Thing that I just realized, though, as we were writing this out, is set hazard count now can take a number. So if hazard, if count is equal to 0, yep, self.clear hazards, else. There we go. There we go. Okay. If the count is 0, you clear hazards, else you say that there are hazards and you set the count. Okay, so now we count the hazards, do a hazard count thing, and there we go. And run the test. Yay! Okay, awesome. We can convert from the wire game to our compact, and we remember the hazard counts for stacked hazards. We are close-ish to being ready to use this in our snake. We're ready to use the crate, but it won't actually use, like, it won't know about stacked hazards really well until we write just a little bit more code in my snakes. But that's okay, we're really close. We are gonna push this up. Did I do anything else on this branch? Yes, I did. CA, get stacked hazard conversions working. Oh, there's actually more I need to do here. Because I need to make simulate actually take into account this, and then actually, I'm not actually sure if I need to change much in my snakes. I might have been wrong. Everything might be in here. because I think it's all contained in simulate. Here's where simulate with moves is called. Evaluate moves with state. This is gonna be the thing. New health. Okay, so health is actually calculated in this part. The generate state thing. Cool, so for the moves, we get a new head position. There's gotta be something here about hazards. There we go. If it's a hazard, we saturating sub. That dot, yeah. Oh, actually, it's like self dot. Let hazard damage equals self dot get hazard damage at position. What is it? New head. Yep, that makes sense. So get the damage at the new head. What's going on here? Consider borrowing. Perfect. Okay, so get hazard damage at new head, and then we just probably just do this. New health, saturating sub, hazard damage. Perfect. I don't have a test for that though. Let's write one. iPhone ringtone going off in my background here. Okay. I need a test. We don't have any tests in this file? Okay, where are some simulate tests? Simulate doesn't really have tests inside of it. I guess I could also like just do this a little better. Like I don't even really need simulate as much as I just need this generate state. Like I could do a test that's a little more end-to-endy, right? And just put it a little more farther out. And maybe that's what I'm gonna do. This is where there's just all kinds of stuff. Okay, so let's do this. Oh man, I don't know where I want to write this test. I guess I can always move it around later, so I shouldn't worry about where to write it. I should write the test, and then I can move it. Function, test, simulate stacked hazards. Boop. Okay, this is not the one I want though. I want stacked hazards. Awesome. We get the compact. Okay. Let moves equal vec of tuples where we have a snake ID of 0 and then a move up. Sure. I'm not sure if move up's the right thing. Okay, and then the result equals compact.simulate with moves, instruments, and then snake IDs and moves. Moves. Except I think instruments. Do you not have that, or is it just not in scope of borrowing? Got it. Simulate with moves is being called on the wrong things. Move is not in. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. This has to be a vec of moves. Awesome. Okay, so now we have our result, except this is an iterator dot next dot unwrap. There should always be one of these things here. So then assert equal result dot get health. Health of that is equal to 99. Okay, that's not the right health, but that's awesome. Curious how the snake ID works. Yeah. So this build snake ID map is basically what does it. So it's not very that exciting. Basically build snake ID map here assigns a integer between 0 and n, where n is the number of snakes. So like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. For a 4 snake game, it's 0, 1, 2, 3. And the only thing that's moderately interesting is it makes sure that your ID, the ID of you, is always 0. Snake ID 0, right? So it takes the ID that you get from the engine and maps it to snake ID 0, and then it maps your opponents to 1, 2, and 3. And then like in the compact version, I really only refer to them as snake ID 0, 1, 2, 3. And these end up actually being indexes into some of the stuff here. So let me pull up this. So the cell board is like the compact board that everything is based off of. And here we go. So we have a few arrays like health, heads, and lengths. And these are all arrays that we index into with the snake ID. So like my health is always the first item in this array, my head's always the first item in this array, and my length the first item in this array. And you just use the snake ID to index into that to get that bit of information out. Ooh, why the wrapping type? Awesome, great question. That's more rusty than anything. And we totally could just use a U8 or an int or whichever thing we're actually using as our integer type under the hood. And the only reason to do the wrapper, the snake ID keyword type, is so that like we can give snake ID like, you know, a logic in Rust. And I guess the other thing that I like, because I'm not actually sure if snake ID, let's find snake ID. Do you have any methods? Okay, so it does have a few methods, right? We have an as usize method, which pulls out the U8 and converts it to a usize for using it. Apparently there's a serialized method, so it has a little bit of behavior, but really the thing that I like these like kind of just wrapper types for in Rust is mostly just knowing what I'm passing around. If I'm just passing around a lot of U8s, I can get confused of like, you know, this says it's a snake ID, but like, you know, I basically, since I'm in a really typed language like Rust, it makes sense for me to lean into the type system and let it tell me that, you know, you don't just have a U8 here, you have a snake ID, which is, it is just a special U8, and you can always get to the U8 because it's public. In another world, we could not have made it public, and now you can't get into it as easily. But this one's just saying, yep, you can always get to what's inside me, but now the compiler knows what I am, and you can just pass it around a little. It's not like actually easier to pass around, but I feel like it's a little safer than passing around primitives because it's tracked what I'm using this for. Yeah. Will the compiler check that for you? C++ compiler strips type aliases before type checking. Ooh, yes, it definitely will type check this for me. So like for instance, if I was in here, right? Well, why does get health? Oh. Wait, what? 1 second here. Oh, okay, this is not what I want. So my result type here is not what I wanted it to be. It's an action. It's a tuple of two things, actions and then cell board. I forgot that simulates with moves gives you the actions that created the cell board as well. I know what the actions are because there's only one of them. So I'm just gonna just ignore that and grab the first thing out. Now my result is a cell board. Cell board has a get health method. Okay, so cool. Let's actually just run this. I want to see it compile. Awesome. I don't. The test passes. Or doesn't pass because the healths are like just completely wrong, but that's okay. But to answer your question, MA will with, if I just make this a 0 or really a reference to 0 because it was a reference before, the type checker is going to be mad at me. It's like expected reference snake ID found integer. So it is type checking this here. But I think they're like, to answer your question a little bit differently, I think if this was an actual type alias, which I can do, like if I, you know, using the exact words, if this was a type alias, I don't think it would do the same thing. Let's try it out. So like get health here. Oh, get health is going to be a bad example. Let's make our let's just write a little example here. So let's make a method foo. It takes something. It takes a right now it'll take a u8. We're gonna wrap it in something in a second. Sure, whatever. It can add 1 to numbers. So we can do a few things here, right? So we can make a struct called like wrapper, which does the pub u8. This is what we were doing. Does it need that at the end? Yeah, it does. Okay. This is basically the snake ID style, right? So we could have foo2. My naming is awesome. So this one, wrapper, and then like we would have to grab the thing out of it. So we could do it like that. But I think the other way we could do this is, and I guess like right, I could then go and write like a test. I like that I can just do this wherever I want to. Function foo2 works. There we go. Wait. Oh, just never used. Yeah. Okay. Let's just write some tests. Test all the things. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay. Because what I think is there's a way that I can do an alias that doesn't get type checked as nicely, and I want to prove that out to myself. Okay. Run all of these tests. They both pass. Awesome. Okay. So the other thing that I can do though is I can just do type alias equals u8, and this is actually like just an alias. Like this is struct here is like actually making a new type. Alias here I think is just more close to the C++ type alias thing that you were mentioning. So here though, I'm pretty sure now that I have alias, this can just take alias, but my foo down here works. So I guess you kind of can do either option, right? If you want the struct wrapper to actually make it a new type and have the compiler check you, you can. If you want to just use it as an alias because this is really long, for instance, you can do type alias that way. That was fun. I like that I could just throw a little module in the code as an example there. Cool. Okay, so back to this. I just need to set up this test a little better. Stacked hazards. Okay, so right now, doesn't matter. Let's just look at what's going on in this hazard file. So I've put hazards at 0, 0, and that's it. Our head here is at 5, 8. Oh, I see why going up resulted in 0. That's where the rest of the body is. Well, let's change this to down. Oops, whoa. Yeah, no problem. Always love giving demos and chatting with everybody. Oops, I'm dripping water all over my keyboard here now. Let's use all the arrow keys here while I try to clean up my spill. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna move down now. That's gonna put us at 5, 7. So let's put some hazards at 5, 7. Oh, come on, Copilot. 5, 7. And let's do 2 of them because that's the whole point of stacked hazards. Awesome. So we'll do 2 of them. And then, okay, so you were at 100 health. You lose 1 health for taking the turn, and then 2, and then 30. So we're going to do 31 total. Definitely could have done that in my head, but I like making computers do it for me. Is that the right answer? No. Off by 1. Wasn't the health? Was I wrong about the health here? Oh, health 99. Yep. Okay. So if I change this to 100, then it would be correct, right? Then I would have then my test would have been right here. My math's right this way. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so there we go. We can simulate with stacked hazards. And we have a small test that proves it. Oh, I guess the other thing that I should do is test simulate, like make sure that when you don't do the move that hits hazards, we just go down by 1. Test stacked hazards, no hazard damage, no hazard on square, because I want to make sure that like when you move into a square that doesn't have hazards, it just does the normal thing. Yay! Okay, awesome. Cool. So let's just take a look at what we did here. We changed our file just a tiny bit, the fixture. Our eval method just does it differently. Instead of checking for hazards, we just get the damage and saturating sub it. This is one of those micro optimizations that's always super interesting to me. I wonder if checking for 0 and then ifing the saturating sub's better, or always doing it. It seems to be the case that ifs are bad. Like, you don't want branching things in micro optimization land, so I think this is probably better, but I don't really know. We're just gonna leave it for now. I don't think I need to micro optimize that right now. And this is just where I ended up splatting that test. Nice. Get simulate to work with stacked hazards. Awesome. Let's push this up to my fork. On my fork? On the real one, let's just push it. Fork. Publish. There we go. That's the right things of my alias there. Okay, so now I should have stacked hazards. Yes, perfect. For stacked hazards. For the upcoming community tournament, we are going to be playing Snail mode. Snail mode is currently implemented with stacked hazards, where there may be more than one hazard on any given square. This PR makes the necessary changes to run simulations with the stacked hazards logic. Awesome. Pull request up. Get branch created. Okay, so now what we're going to want to do is we're going to hop back to my snakes, and actually that means we're going to switch our folders. I thought I had another one of VS Code open, but maybe not. Let's do open a folder. We're going to open the Battlesnake code. Okay, we are here. I think I'm just gonna do this on main. This one seems, I'm just gonna ship this. In my types, oh wait, do I need types? I don't think I do. How am I doing this? In my top level cargo toml, oh cool. There's a new thing in Rust I can try. Rust, workspace, the top, wait, was that it? Nope, top level depths. So there's a way, okay, let me go back and give some explanation of what I'm doing, since I kind of just hopped into that. I have what's called a cargo workspace here in my Battlesnake stuff. So basically mono repo style, where each subdirectory is like its own Rust crate, Rust project. So like I have my min-max, all my snakes, a Sherlock CLI tool, and then 3 different web packages for different web frameworks. And one thing that I wanted to make sure that they all have the same version of that Battlesnake game types crate we were just looking at, so that like I don't have an issue where like one of them's using a different version and then the structs don't match and Rust is mad at me. So I had kind of cheated before, not cheated, but done something a little interesting. And I created another one called types, another crate in my workspace, where all it does is depend on the types at the version I want to use, the Battlesnake game types at the version I want to use. And it just re-exports it. It's like, okay, you can just like use all of the things from game types by calling the types thing here. And that works fine, and make sure that I always am using the same version here. But there's a better way to do that now. And I'm trying to figure out the syntax to do it. So I know there's a way to put, and I don't know exactly what it looks like. Yeah, and there's not much here about cargo workspaces. Maybe this one has the solution to it. Nope, that wasn't what I'm looking for. Common dependencies, yes. Yes, an accepted RFC, that's what I'm looking for. Where is the thing that does it? How do I use this? Workspace.package, I think? Add support. Yeah, we go. Here's the actual PR. This should tell me what to do. Keys in package and dependencies. So can I just add a dependencies thing here? So can I just like take this and plop it here? And then like, can I just like remove types? Because I don't really want types to be a thing anymore then, if that's the case. Okay, so now like everything's gonna be mad at me because I'm importing type. Like, I have to be importing types all over the place. Okay. Go build. Where are all of the problems? The virtual manifest specifies the dependency section, which is not allowed. Okay, so then do I want package? Like, I just don't understand how this works. I don't think that makes sense. Missing name. So like Battlesnake game types. Yeah, okay, so I still don't know how to use this. So most fields are supported with the plugin expect workplace dependencies. Workspace. Oh, do I need like workspace.dependencies here? Okay, that's better. Cool, okay, that is better. Now everything's just mad because it needs types. Okay, so like min-max in its toml thinks it needs types. But here's an interesting question. Now, where it wanted types, pub use Battlesnake game types as types. Oops. Can I do that? CD Battlesnake min-max. The nice thing about this one is this one doesn't depend on any of the others in the workspace. Okay, doesn't seem like that's being happy at the moment. But I don't really know what's going on. Is it just that, like, do I need to remove it from all of these quick? Sherlock's probably gonna have types. Basically, they're all gonna have types, which is the whole point of wanting this trick. Oh, this one doesn't depend on it directly. Nice. Those ones shouldn't depend on it directly, but no promises. Okay, better. Okay, building. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I need to... Oh, but I don't really want to kill the server, but I think I need to. Yep. Okay. CD to Battlesnake min-max. Sometimes my, like, what is it? The tmux just gets all messed up. Use of undeclared. Yeah, so do I need something like this? Like, do I need to put this in both? Okay, that does seem like it kind of worked. Okay, I think we're making a little bit of progress here, but it's a little strange. So this was just pub use star. Okay, okay, so do I need to do that in here? No. Then what did this look like a second ago? It just said pub use types. Okay, so now it says that as that. No, that seems right. I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm writing right there. Okay, so yeah, but what are all of our issues here and why do I have to fix them? Okay. Min-max, let's just look at one of these. 113. Not the right file apparently. Lazy SMP 113. So move here. Yeah. Import move. Yeah, so it doesn't like that. Feels like the ones that have issues here, I'm just gonna need to do that for. Battlesnake game types. Yep. Battlesnake game types. Making progress. Okay. Oh, there's one. Better? Better. Battlesnake RS. Okay, how about we cargo build this one? Yeah, all kinds of stuff's upset. Nope, nope. Yeah, okay, so I do need to add this to all the things, which is, I think, reasonable. Wait, but like that doesn't make sense. How does this work? Because like if I have to put in each of these anyways. Rust workspace dependencies. Like it is a new feature, so like, and yeah, this one, that's just the docs. They don't have that. This is too old to have the answer. Not old, not too old to have the answer for maybe. Dependencies. Yeah. Oh, that's just in something very strange. I see. Oh man, Rust, workspace, dependencies, shared. So apparently I need to write a little blog post on this when I figure out how to do it. Workspace inheritance. It allows you to share fields like version and metadata fields between crates. Workspace.package. Okay, yep. Keep versions in sync. There we go. Workspace true. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Workspace equals true. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I knew I wasn't going to have to do the version in both places. That just wouldn't have made sense to me. Battlesnake game types. Battlesnake game types. There's a lot of these, but once I do this once, it'll be much better. Boo, 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 doo, doo, doo. Rattlesnake game types. How is everyone's Sunday doing here? Are people in chat planning on competing in the community tournament here in a few weeks? Just curious, just chatting while I do some mindless renames. So close. Okay, lib 239. That means there's gotta be one up here though, right? Really? Yeah, there it is. I was gonna say, there's gotta be. Yeah, that's pretty fair. MA, Mawith. Gotta have time. Well, we will be doing more of these community tournaments though, so. Yeah, I feel you with work being busy and stuff. We will definitely do more than this first one. I think we'll do them. I don't know. How about this? While I've got you here, what do you think? Is monthly too much? We had talked about doing a monthly, but it feels like monthly may be too much. I'm more than down to host the tournament monthly if people want to compete monthly. But what are you feeling? I think month, just like if we're doing weird game modes, like a month is maybe too short. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm feeling, Hexagon, right? With changing game modes, a month is pretty quick. It means if you don't have free time in those weeks, you're just out of luck. Which isn't the end of the world, I guess, but like I do think it's pretty quick. Yeah, agreed. I think that's pretty reasonable, team. I think that's a good thing to keep in mind here as we keep going. And like, you know, for everyone, but a little bit for me if I'm getting these set up. So I think we'll probably do something different than monthly, but we'll see how people are feeling. Okay, there it is. I knew it had to be somewhere. Okay, making progress. Hovering hops. Oh, of course, because there's this as well that I missed. Where are you? Wait, hovering hobs 140. That's fine, but like, two best sell board. Where's two best sell board, and why is it? Oh. Yeah, but like, why is it not just there by default? Like, whatever, use Battlesnake, game types, compact, standard, two best sell board. Yeah, so so these are actually wrapped, but I don't think I'm about to make hobs not be wrapped if I make this change, but I think that's okay. Devious dev and eval. So like, why aren't these? Oh well, that could do it. Yeah, okay. This still wants two best sell board. Yeah, okay. So this is wrapped. Oh, it's this. That's because of how I've done this. Yep. I like that. I just forgot. Is that how Hobbs is set up too? No, Hobbs is just set up to do whichever one it feels like doing, right? Unless build for best cell board. Does this have it? Oh, it does. Okay. This goes to Battlesnake game types. This goes to Battlesnake game types. This does not go to that. Okay. A prime 336. Battlesnake game types. We just called that cell num. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Next. 443. Position gettable game. Yep. Okay. So let's just do types here. Battlesnake game types. Okay, those are comments. They'll be fine. They'll break eventually. A prime. Wait, I thought I just. Oh, I guess I was too far down with those ones. That makes sense. Next. Delete all of those. Okay. Next, least file. That's interesting. I think these must have come from me just telling it to auto add them, and that's just what I got, but it's interesting. Arthur? Oh, did I just skip Arthur? Oh, it just didn't seem like it had types when I looked at it, but I was very wrong. Okay. Awesome. Okay, cargo clippy is all kinds of mad. Oh, that just looks like I need like a... That's just a weird one. Yeah, let's just cargo clean, and we'll do a nice clean build here in a second. Still clippy though, because I want all the information. Okay, this was a good stream today. I forgot that I needed to get my snakes working with stacked hazards, so this was a fun one. Okay, Sherlock's now broken. That makes sense. Main. Nothing exciting. It's probably in some commands that it's gonna use some of these. There we go. There's at least one. Battlesnake. Nope. Battlesnake. Game types. Those have dashes in them, don't they? No, it's underscores. Is it? I don't know. I think the thing is that Sherlock just doesn't depend on it right now. Nope. Battle snake game types equals workspace. True. Yeah, because I don't really like that I need, if I was doing that, I was having to pull them out from there. Perfect. Battlesnake game types has that now. You don't look like you have a type. You don't look like you have a type. You don't really look like you've got a type. I don't know how you don't look like you've got them, but whatever. Replay. Okay, so there might not actually be as many in here as I thought. There's definitely a few. It's just this solve one maybe that has most of them. Solve line 5. Determinable game. Oh, unused import. Got it. I thought it was telling me something different. Unofficial API line 6. Nice. Making progress. This one, though, is solve line 78. Oh, now it needs it? You freaking computers. Okay. Now we got move defined in 2 places, I think? Web Axum. Oh, it's private. Oh, okay. Hobbs is just getting it from a weird spot. Web Axum Hobbs. Hobbs Axum. Line 54. Oh, got it. Line 2. Let's not get moved from there. And then on line 54 when it needs move. Oh, that's not on line 54. That's fine. What if we just let it tell me? Yeah, 137. You can import it direct. Oh, Web Axum also needs to depend on it directly. That's fine. That'll snake game types equals workspace. True. Yep, that was the whole point, was to do it so that I could import it. Awesome. Felt like that didn't work. Oh, it did. It just maybe took a little while. Yeah. Okay. The following packages contain code that will be rejected by a future version of Rust trade object. Okay, cool. Future income cat report. To solve the problem, you can try the following approaches. Oh, okay. It doesn't actually give me much information. For a detailed one, I could see this report. But it's okay. Okay. Use workspace steps, so I don't need the weird type re-export. Great. This actually, I kind of forgot that this was like all to get me ready to do this, but I haven't actually done it yet. Okay, so this, I also need this all the time. Cargo git dependency. Yes, I know you can do it that way. Here's how you do git. Perfect. Oops, didn't want to delete the whole line just from there. That's not the right place at all. It's gonna be, from here. And the branch, though, is this. Okay. Or go build. Get rid of all my little modally things. Okay. Seems like things are still compiling nicely with the new one. Cool. Okay, and then hazard, like, now I just need to, like, look for thing. I guess let's do this first. GCA, TechM, upgrade to game types that support stack hazards. This does mean that I'm going off of the deployed, or the crates.io version, which isn't my favorite, but I still haven't decided whether I want to ship this to crates.io yet for stacked hazards. So, we'll see. Now I want to search for hazard damage. Like, is that literally the only time? I love it. So my A prime does have the option of a hazard penalty. But like, okay, yeah, no, I think we're good. Let's run web axum. Oh man, I did lose that. That's fine, I can get back. I can get it back. I just had the command all nice and ready to go. That one will work. Hobbs versus Irene in snail mode. We now hope that they don't die via the hazard tail chasing here is the goal. And if so, I think we're gonna call that a success for the day and probably wrap up. Looking much better. Irene's still doing some weird tail chasing in the bottom corner thing, but definitely hasn't dived into some hazards like she was apt to do before the changes. Okay, I'm feeling like, yeah, okay. I'm feeling like they at least know how to do it. I wonder if Irene just didn't see a way out there, but yeah, doesn't look like they are running into the hazard sauce and taking like too much damage. Like Irene definitely just did and took some damage, but wasn't an immediate death or anything. That was and there we go. We saw what I was looking at earlier. We'll go back at the end here to watch it, where you can tail chase another snake and it still doesn't spawn the hazards behind the tail. I will try to make a note of that in Discord after stream, just so that people who didn't tune in can get the heads up too. Hobbs did a nice trap there. So it's back here a bit when Irene, I think, is going to tail chase Hobbs here. There we go. And you can see that Hobbs does not get hazards on its tail here because of the tail chase. And that's not going to change for the tournament because I just don't want to change things on people, but it's definitely a good thing to be aware of for snail mode. And yeah, okay. Let's run one or two more games. I enjoy watching these. I gotta get used to shoutcasting, I guess, for the tournament anyways, right? Hobbs and Irene met each other in the middle and now went on their own way. Irene is gonna eat some food. Oh, not as much as I thought. They're both at 4 length right now. Irene did eat those eventually, gives her the slight food advantage. Hobbs is kind of just chilling in the center. But that might be it. Nope, I thought Hobbs was gonna box Irene into the corner there, but not quite. Irene, there we go. Now Hobbs did it. Irene got trapped in the top there. Okay. I think we're gonna wrap up here today, team. This was a good stream. We got stacked hazards working for my snakes. And we gotta refactor some rust. We gotta play with the wrapper types. We talked about those a little bit. We gotta play with the cargo a workspace dependencies, how you can put dependencies in your workspace and share them across with the same version. And yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up today. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you Extagon and M.A. Wilson. I don't know which name to pronounce, the Twitch name or the Discord ones, but thank you both for hanging out. Hope to hang out with you soon and take care. Check out the awesome Boomba song that is going to play here in the outro as well, thanks to Extagon. So, thank you all, Battlesnake community. I have so much fun. And, oh, this isn't M.A. Wilson. Oh my gosh, you just shared the prefix and got me all confused. Well then, I apologize for that. Sorry for, getting confused on the prefixes there. But thanks for hanging out. See you all Battlesnake community later, and hope to catch you in Discord. Thanks, team. Bye.